Welcome to the St. Vrain Valley School District's Innovation Center. We are a hub of creativity, collaboration, and opportunity. When students walk through our doors, their minds open up. Here, any student from in the school district or even some of the other districts can use our facilities and technologies beyond those in the average school. We are a catalyst, incubator, and bridge between education, industry, and our community.
Right off the bat, you can see that the Innovation Center isn't like a normal school. The lobby is modern, open, and well lit. The front desk, the spot that is usually a domineering symbol of restraint and routine, is to the side, while the dominant features are screens showcasing student achievements, large windows, and inviting meeting space, the first of many of its kind throughout the Innovation Center. The couches are colorful and comfortable, and the low table with built in electrical outlets is more reminiscent of a living room coffee table than a school desk. Spaces like this one are meant to facilitate collaboration and productivity while letting students be themselves. Over to the right is the Compass store, which sells student-developed products and provides customer service for tech repair. At the Innovation Center, students' projects don't just go on the shelf at home to collect dust. Projects can become products to be used by the public and to inspire others. This retail space teaches students how to make something presentable and shows the value of their talents. Seeing people pay their hard earned cash for something you put time and passion into builds self esteem, especially if this is your first time putting your hard work into the world.
To start off the tour, we're going to take you on a journey of the past, present, and possible future of education. Let's start off with the past. Humans have been educating their young since the beginning of our species, but the first written showing of education was found in ancient societies like the ancient Egyptians and their hieroglyphs. The ancient Greeks and Romans inscribed in wax tablets to record things and then moved on to parchment. They opened schools to teach children fundamental skills and built libraries to house the tablets and scrolls. Nalanda, a Buddhist center for learning in India, created the concept of degrees and titles for those who continued their education. Now let's move on to the Middle Ages. The first medieval institutions that were considered to be universities were first established in France, England, and Italy. They were centers for studying art, medicine, law, and theology. This is also where lectures started becoming the norm for education. Instructors would read source material to a class while students would take notes. When the printing press was invented, it changed everything. Now books were cheaper and easier to produce, making them much more available. Now let's move on to the Renaissance, where education flourished. It emphasized pre-professional and scientific studies to train students to become doctors, theologians, or lawyers. The scientific method was also created during this time, which focused on empirical evidence and set the stage for important contributions to biology, anatomy, and astronomy. Early education in the United States started with the Boston Latin School. Founded in Massachusetts, it became the first public school in the United States. Secretary of Education Horace Mann created a statewide system for professional teachers to use, and the importance of reading started to become emphasized and became a part of everyday life. Now, in modern education, law has been created to put education at the center of our society. The Higher Education Act that was passed in 1965 provided resources for colleges and universities and started the process for financial aid for students. The first computers revolutionized the speed and ability of our education system and opened up new fields of study. Now we have tablets and smartphones that connect us with the internet and give us access to a whole world of information. Now where will we be in the next 20 years? New acts and laws will be created so that online education is completely free. We also might move completely to the internet for education and resource gathering. Books might fade out of the picture completely and be replaced by articles and websites. And schools who embrace this new change will flourish and lead the way for our society. This new style of education will look completely different from what we have today. but it will be immensely better and produce better students that will continue the work that we have done today. When you start to leave the lobby, you can see a few slices of what the Innovation Center has to offer. To the left of the screen displaying all the day's classes and events, and you can catch a glimpse of the staircase leading to the second floor. To the right is a view of the User Interface Lab, and above is one of the mezzanines and many balconies. You can even see all the way into the valley, the core of the Innovation Center. This area was specifically designed to preview all this place has to offer, but hide enough to leave the majority to the imagination and encourage exploration. Once you pass through here, you are separate from the outside world and an entirely new one, the world you can shape yourself. Let's go.
This entrance is called the Canyon, and for good reason. It was designed to leave you wanting to see more at every angle. It gives just enough information to spark interest, but leaves most of it behind to beckon those that enter our doors into exploring more. The window to your right peers into the User Interface Lab. This room is currently filled with our students in the Apple Certification Program. This program allows students to learn the ins and outs of Apple technology and become certified to operate on these powerful machines seen all throughout the Innovation Center. The second window to the right is a portal into our Robotics and Design Center. This includes development of AI, our competitive robotics team, and designing of augmented and virtual environments, just like the one you're in right now. Here, students get to explore some of the latest technology and even become the developers of it. We call this space the Valley, and you can see why. It's surrounded by the mountains of the giant staircase and upper floors. It's large and open, ready to be filled with people. There are several collaborative spaces within the valley. The semicircle of orange couches and low tables, the more mobile chairs and tables on wheels on the main floor space, the scattering of blue hexagon tables, the large blue cubicle, the bar-style counter overlooking our virtual reality lab, and the staircase itself. Smaller groups can gather in these different spots, or the whole space can be used to host large events and presentations. As a student, this space allows for our creative minds to flow freely. The valley is far more beautiful than the average high school commons or cafeteria. Large windows, open space, and potted plants help make it feel less stuffy, while the movable walls give it more flexibility. From the valley, you can reach the kitchen, the caves, upstairs, the mezzanine, a phone booth, and the flex space. On the weekends and after school, the Innovation Center is used for, among other things, professional development for teachers. Staff members from schools throughout the district fill up the valley for presentations and branch out into the mezzanine and other classrooms for smaller group activities. The large wall at the front of the room allows for presentations that can be seen from anywhere in the room. If the floor is filled up, people can watch from the staircase and the balconies on the sides. The speaker system allows for everyone to hear the presentations too. If you look up, you can see the wooden panels that cover all the electronics and piping holding the Innovation Center together. The whole building is meant to engage as many people as possible. Overall, the Valley is the perfect place for anything. It is not uncommon to see students, teachers, and staff sitting along the stairs, working on projects, discussing with colleagues, and hosting meetings. Off to your side, as you near the top of the left-hand side of the stairs, is the mezzanine, a mini floor in between the main two. The mezzanine is yet another place students can meet and collaborate. A small cave with chair and benches, tall chairs at the counter overlooking the valley, and some couches gives students plenty of options in this one space. On the large wall, there's a different material specifically designed for the projector screen. This wall is visible from countless different angles of the Innovation Center, piquing interest from all points. Most notably is the canyon when entering the Innovation Center. The break in the mezzanine allows for those that walk under it to see whatever is being displayed on the wall from the projector. Again, from the other side of the canyon, there's another spot where the wall becomes visible. By no mistake, a staircase just to the left of the canyon goes directly up to the mezzanine.
I want to see them. This guy.
Hey community, my name is Jake Marshall and I teach the aeronautics program here at the Innovation Center.
So Jake, what is some of the advanced coursework that you guys offer here?
Some of the advanced coursework that we teach in the aeronautics program is our pilot ground. Pilot ground instruction, headed up by Steve Kirshner, is specifically designed to get the pilots, the student pilots in our district in for free to start ground training to see if this is something that can best suit them as a possible career in the future. Taking these ground courses will prepare them for the FAA written, and from there they can pursue piloting after our classes. The other classes that we have in the aeronautics program is our unmanned aerial systems engineering design classes. We do have our training platforms, but the engineering classes where the real innovation and innovative practices and design thinking pieces come into play. Students are tasked with designing fixed-wing and multi-rotor aircraft to serve a multitude of problems that are currently being used in today's industry.
What are some of the partnerships your area has?
Some of the awesome partnerships that we have in the aeronautics program is our partnership with Ames Community College. They are our secondary or post-secondary college that we have teamed up with for our pilot ground students, and our APT 155 drone pilots as well. So we have a couple classes that are concurrent enrollment, so kids that are taking classes here can get college credit at Ames that can then be transferred to universities and colleges across the country. We also have Embry-Riddle is one of our main partners. Embry-Riddle has been a huge part in identifying what we do as a huge asset to their programming as well, and they are taking kids that are seniors and providing them an opportunity to check out Embry-Riddle to see if it's a good suit for them. Our final partnership that we have is Boeing. Boeing has helped us now for 2 straight years, providing over $100,000 worth of funds to help grow our program from pilot ground to our drone program, all the way to our after-school project teams.
And speaking of that, what are some of the project teams you have working here?
The aeronautics program has the aeronautics program has one team, it's the aeronautics team. And that team is tasked with doing all kinds of awesome projects. We go from simple research and development projects where the kids are coming in with no experience whatsoever, building using common materials, and being able to then apply those to actual contractual-based work. The aeronautics team has garnered over 20 contracts in the last 2 years, stemming from just simple UAS work within the community, all the way up to supporting defense community or defense work, and doing some amazing data collection, aerial data collection for them as well. Some stuff I just can't talk about.
Hi, I'm Lizette, and I am a senior at Longmont High. I chose this aviation class because I wanted a head start in my I'm planning to be an ATP, an airline pilot for American Airlines. At the Innovation Center, they provide a very welcoming and inclusive environment and can help you in any class you choose.
Of culmination, a respite after the journey through the slot canyon, peering into the laboratories of activity. The large space was intended to be open and inviting while creating a sense of pause and comfort. The valley needed to be able to hold large presentations, but also offer opportunity for small group gatherings and individual inspiration. Overlooks from the mezzanine and second floor allow for places where students and faculty can connect both visually and audibly. For the room to be multifunctional, the mechanical design needed to be a quiet backdrop, creating unnoticed comfort for all of the valley's occupants. Passive ventilation was an ideal directive and can be found within the wooden seated steps. However, due to the volume of the space, the low flow from below had to be supplemented by slightly higher velocity forced air vents at walls and ceilings, providing thermal comfort from all directions. By peeling back interior finishes, one can see the enormous amount of coordination required not only within the valley steps, but also above the drop ceiling. 3 HVAC units sit on the sloped steel roof above and work their way down through and around the structure to both supply and return air to all parts of the building, while simultaneously being concealed from view in the most important of spaces, the valley. As you make your way to the top of the stairs, you're presented with 3 distinct paths to take. The first is the pitch room on the left, an official presentation room. Straight behind me is the incubator space, a special classroom for aspiring entrepreneurs. And to the right are many of our beautiful classrooms, the CERN, Menlo Park, Cape Canaveral, and Kitty Hawk rooms. These names reference famous places for STEM innovation. Everything about these classrooms is built to make the learning process as adaptable as possible. With cleverly designed tables and chairs, they can be easily rearranged to fit any need. The Menlo Park Room is a computer lab used for classes covering hardware, software, and networking, allowing students to earn industry certifications. The other classrooms you may be more familiar with. These are our P-Tech and P-Teach courses, which let students get college credit and even an associate's degree during high school for free. After school, teachers use them for professional development. This is the pitch room, where students can put their ideas into the real world. They try to convince investors that their ideas are worth selling with Innovation Center's top quality presentation tools, such as large Apple TVs and a high quality camera system. This gives students the opportunity to practice real 21st century skills. Communication skills are becoming more and more important to the workplace. The pitch room allows for our students to develop communication skills and be ready for the real world. The pitch room feels like a real business conference room with comfortable and classy furniture and a modern design. Right outside this room is a nice waiting area with chairs and small tables. When the pitch room isn't being used for official presentations and the like, it's a quiet workplace for student project teams.
I go to Frederick High School, and here at the Innovation Center, we have a class called P-Teach, also known as Pathways to Teaching. In this classroom, we learn the fundamentals of teaching. We've taken classes such as Power, Language, and Identity to learn diversity within the classroom, child development and child guidance, which helps guide students as they grow older. And most importantly, we've done Intro to Early Childhood Education, which gives us a step into the world of teaching. We've gotten hands-on experience, and all of the students in the class get immediate admission to CU Denver if they pass with a C or higher. When I first started the program, I wanted to be a history teacher for secondary education, but since I've taken the classes, I've refined it down, and I actually want to teach younger kids because of the hands-on experience I got in a special ed classroom in Longmont. And I want to focus on ASL and bilingual education in special education for 3rd through 5th graders, since Power, Language, and Identity and Child Development focused on the benefits of those courses. And if a student takes the classes and decides not to pursue education, there's many fields they could go into, and different benefits they can get from the class, such as free college credit. Students that feel they don't want to be teachers, they could work in the medical side of it all, with the psychology or pediatrics, and they can work with nearby organizations to help pursue that with their field experience.
In this room, I teach a couple courses that we've created. One is called the TriCaster system, which is basically teaching students around live television production, and we train them on our system here within the studio. Also, another course that we're piloting this year is called the studio production floor, in which we take students into the realm of what it's like to work in the actual film industry, looking at lighting, 180 continuity, all kinds of things that will help them understand the business as well as how to produce better films and photography for themselves. We also have a work team in here that we do client projects for clients such as the City of Longmont. We also have done projects for feeder systems within the district. We've done stuff for the Longmont Museum. So the students are very active in producing, storyboarding, filming, and editing all of those products for our clients. We also produced podcasts in the past. We had a radio show for 5 years out of Boulder at KJMU called Tech Talks. We're continually looking at new ways to take media into the real world for our students. Several of our students have gone on. One is in college working towards her music production degree to be a music producer. Other students have been hired at their universities to do film editing. A student currently in our program started his own editing and content editing business recently. And we have others that are continually making money with photography. And we also teach students how to do media around business logos. So whatever we can do, we use the studio as a very creative space to enhance the learning as well as creating opportunities for students to explore what they might find that they'd like to do in their
Now that we're finishing up, we want to take a little time to thank you for coming with us. The final video exemplifies what the mission of the St. Vrain Valley School District is. Our goal is to propel our students into the future and help mold them into great leaders. The Innovation Center is a key part of this mission, and we are looking to the future with excitement.